in a nutshell, my mother, it's a birthday present for my mother. She turned 70 this year, and she's from the Heide in Ada, and her birthday is the 21st of June. So in a code, this is a birthday present for my mother. But on a deeper level, I'm inspired by the sort of the ancient culture of these places, like around the Heide, but its sort of connection with other ancient places as well. And it sort of resonated with me and my birthplace, which was in Oxfordshire. And I remember as a little girl, this is very much steeped in very many layers of history, but it has a deep history which is before the Roman period, which is like the Celtic and pagan period. And a lot of the traditions from this period remain. For example, the Morris dance, which as a young person growing up, I lived there for the first 7 years of my life, and I remember Morris dances. So this piece kind of harkens to a Morris dance and sort of those traditions which are very much land-based. And at the longest day of the year, this is somehow a celebration. And so that's how this came about. I think it comes from sort of resonance with the landscape itself, and that there's a deep sadness in the landscape, and also at the loss of culture, the loss of cultures. Maybe this comes from my time growing up in Australia. Also, I feel it very strongly that those beautiful moments that I had the gift of experiencing as a very young person in the countryside in Oxfordshire, and then being sort of transplanted to another place, which was completely new to me, and then gradually learning about the bush and the landscape there, and also Aboriginal culture, and the loss of culture, the loss of the Aboriginal culture, strikes me very strongly, and then also makes me question my own culture, where I come from, which makes I go back to the original place, where it's also lost, and it just makes me feel so sad. All the way through from when I was a very young person, I played the piano, and that's how I made up stories. And then that became writing music and making compositions. And I guess, like, in a way, coming to this piece, I go on this big long journey and then come back to my roots a little bit. Somehow, in my imagination, those places and those traditional dances, those folk dances are still really, they're real.